Good evening, baseball fans. You are tuning in to Houston Astros Network once again as we have a matchup here at Minute Maid Park. Houston Astros coming this one leading the AL West 48-34 record. And they're going to be facing the AL Central leading Detroit Tigers with their 44-36 record. Being led by the big bat of Miguel Cabrera or the Detroit Tigers, he is currently leading the entire major leagues in average with a .350. Let's have a look at the Detroit Tigers lineup for this matchup. Leading things off in center, we have Austin Jackson. Batting second and playing short, Jose Iglesias in the three-hole, Miguel Cabrera. And in the cleanup hole is the DH, Victor Martinez. Now let's take a look at who's on the mound today for the Houston Astros, as it will be Alex White. Coming this one in 6-2 on this season, very surprising. 3.55 ERA in 16 starts, 104.0 innings pitched, and 78 strikeouts on the season. A very solid season for the young right-hander here. Very unexpected as well. As we'll get things started off here with Austin Jackson coming this one batting .283 with 7 home runs and 30 RBIs in the leadoff spot. Here's the 0-2 count and the kick and the pitch from White, as that's going to be slapped into right field. And that's going to be a can of corn for Dexter Fowler out in right field. Easy out there for Alex White to start things off, as that's how you want to get things started off in the ball game. Easy out. Hopefully sets the tone for the rest of the ball game. Now we've got Miguel Cabrera coming to the plate, batting .350 with 18 home runs and 52 RBIs. Like I said, leading the league with average with that big .350 average, which is basically in the stratosphere. And no pitcher in the league, in the entire baseball, wants to face this man right now, as he is the best hitter in all of baseball. Here's the first pitch to Cabrera. That's going to be a fastball in the inner half, taken for a strike. As there we take a look at the league leaders in the AL for average. Once again, like I said, Miguel Cabrera leading things with a .350. Mike Napoli with a .326 right behind him. David Ortiz, Albert Pujols, Mark Teixeira, and then Victor Martinez, Miguel Cabrera's teammate. That's a duo right there in the 3-4 spot. And then rounding things out is the third baseman for the Orioles, Manny Machado. 3-1 count here now on Miggy, as he's going to take that one up in the zone for a ball. And Miguel Cabrera is going to take his base there. And that's basically what you want to do there. Just give the man his base with nobody out, nobody on base. And Victor Martinez is going to strike out here in the 1-2 splitter. As Alex White is able to get out of that inning fairly easily, as it wasn't a 1-2-3 inning, as he did walk Miguel Cabrera, but he did get out of it, and that walk didn't cost him. He was able to strike out the also hot, but not as hot, Victor Martinez. Now let's take a look at the lineup that manager Bo Porter has assembled for his Houston Astros ball club in this matchup. Leading things off in center is the speedy Juan Pierre. Batting second and playing right, Dexter Fowler. Batting third and playing short is Steven Drew. And in the cleanup spot also DHing is Chris Carter. On the mound today for the Detroit Tigers is the ace Justin Verlander. 9-3 in the season with a 3.72 ERA in 16 starts. 109 innings pitched, and he already has 100 Ks in the season. It's a very solid season from the Tigers ace, Justin Verlander. Leading things off for the Astros is going to be the Juan Pierre, the speedy one. Batting .239 in the season with 1 home run and 19 RBIs. He is a solidified leadoff man, as he has been for many years, at the ripe age of 36 years old. 2-0 count here on Juan Pierre, as he's going to take this one right back in the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Juan Pierre to start things off, and you never want to have that man on base at any time in the ball game, let alone the first batter you face, as you never know when that man's going to be taken off for second. Next man up in the inning is Dexter Fowler, the right fielder, batting .315 with 6 home runs and 31 RBIs in the season. He is fresh off the DL, and he would have better numbers if he wasn't on that DL stint. Possibly in the stratosphere in that average category, as he was leading before when the DL is. He's going to be first pitch swinging here. That's going to plop right in front of the right fielder. And that's first and second now for the Astros here in the bottom of the first inning. Next man up, Steven Drew. He's also going to be first pitch swinging, and that's a pop fly, deep pop fly to center field. That's going to be enough to tag up Juan Pierre, as he's going to advance to third here, sliding head first, and the throw is not on time. So we've got first and third now for the Astros to start things off, as the cleanup man is up, Chris Carter. 1-1 count on him. Runners on corners, like I said. And he's going to put a jolt in this one down the left field line. That's going to land fair. Pierre's going to score from the third, and Fowler's going to round second, head for third, standing up. Runners on the corners once again for the Astros as Chris Carter. Man, has he been clutch this season. Nobody expected him to have the season he's been having. As He's still been striking out quite a bit, and his average still isn't quite up there, but he has been providing in that cleanup spot. Next up is LJ Hose with 1-2 count. He's going to pop this one up the right field. And that's going to be caught by the right fielder, but it is going to tag up. He's going to run home here, but he's going to be tagged out at the plate. Dexter Fowler. That's going to end the inning as well, as we're going to bring up the scoreboard here. Houston Astros were able to put one on the board with 3 hits in that bottom of the first, and up at bat for the Tigers are going to be Dirk, Sevilla, and Torrey Hunter, the veteran. Avila having a very struggling season with that 1.75 ERA. But here is the hot Andy Dirks batting .306 in the season. Very surprising from him. He also has 10 home runs in the season as well, and he is 9th in the American League with that .306 average. So we've got the 0-2 count here on Dirks, as here's the kick and the pitch from White. And that one's going to be lined into the gap in between Pierre and Fowler in right center, as Pierre's going to chase that one down quite quickly, and he's going to hold in the 2 bases here. And he's able to get that one in rather quickly, but that's a double here for Andy Dirk to lead things off in the top of the second inning. Ian Kinsler at the plate now, 298 on the season with 13 home runs. 2-2 count here for Kinsler. Here's the pitch from White. That's going to be grounded to Carlos Correa at third as he fires over to Frazier. And that's going to end the inning here for the Houston Astros. Up at plate now for the Houston Astros is the semi-newly acquired TODD Frazier, who's playing first today, as Carlos Correa, the prospect, is playing third. So we've got the 0-1 count here on Frazier, as here's the windup from Verlander and the pitch. And that one's going to be jacked into left center field. He put a good jolt into that one, as that's over the fence. That is a home run solo shot for TODD Frazier here in the bottom of the second inning, He is making that ball game a 2-0 ball game here for the Houston Astros, as TODD Frazier has really come into this Houston ball club, and he has provided in that 5-hole behind Chris Carter. He is actually batting 6th this game, but usually bats 5th, but I guess they wanted to move LJ Hose up. Coming at the plate now is the prospect Carlos Correa, batting .095 since being up in the bigs. Not very strong from him so far. 1-0 count on him with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. So here's the windup from Verlander and the pitch. And that's just going to be a ground out to Ian Kinsler. And that's going to be an easy out for him. And that's going to end the inning for the Astros. And now we bring up Alex Castellanos, the third baseman here for the Detroit Tigers. 3-2 count on him. And that one's going to be down in the zone. That's a ball. That's going to walk Castellanos, and Bill Porter's not happy about that one. Next up the inning, we have the leadoff man, the speedy Austin Jackson here, is 0 for 1 on the day with a flyout in the top of the first inning. He's going to be coming up to the plate now. Man on first. Here's the first pitch from White. There's the pitch, and that's going to be over the head of Frazier as he's not able to handle that one. But the right fielder, Dexter Fowler, is going to have a strong arm there, as he's going to hold the man to second base, only advancing 1 base there. So first and second now for the Tigers, still no outs. And here's Jose Iglesias, and that's going to load the bases. He walked him there. That's going to load the bases for basically the man you do not want to be loading the bases here for, as that is the cleanup, not the cleanup, the 3-hitter, Miguel Cabrera, batting .350 on the season with 15 home runs. The hottest player in baseball at the moment. As here's the 0-2 count of Miguel Cabrera, and he hung that curveball, and that is one thing you do not want to do to Miguel Cabrera, as he takes you deep, as that's going to be a grand salami for Miguel Cabrera. That man is a hefty man right there, as he looks like he could use some salami for that one. And White is not very happy about that, as Miguel Cabrera rounds the bases. That's going to be his 16th home run of the season. Bottom of the third now. Juan Pierre's at the plate. 2-2 count on him. Here's the kick. And the pitch from Verlander. As he's just going to be a chopper right back to the pitcher. But that's Juan Pierre running. And you got to keep that in mind, as he's able to beat that one out. He's safe at first. Juan Pierre's on base, and you know what that means. Steven Drew up on the plate now. 1 out. And Pierre's going to be taken off for second. And they are not even close there, as he slides in head first way before the throw. As Juan Pierre slides in for his 9th stolen base of the season. Surprisingly not in the lead for the Astros. Still leading is the injured Jose Altuve, who has a fractured hand, and he's going to be out for 1 to 2 months. Coming in second, tied with Pierre, is George Springer, the 19-year-old rookie. 2 outs now, as Pierre is going to steal third. He slides in for third, and that's 2 stolen bases in the inning. He's really doing everything he can to get in scoring position here for the Houston Astros. 0-2 count here on Carter, and he's just going to ground that one to the shortstop. Jose Iglesias fires over to first. And Pierre's 2 stolen bases are going to count for nothing here. Pick things back up in the bottom of the 5th after a very silent 4th inning and top of the 5th. And here's the 1-0 count from Verlander. And Chris Carter is going to jack that one deep right field. That's opposite field. That's a 2-run shot for the big man, Chris Carter, as that's going to tie up the ball game here for the Houston Astros. The 2-run shot from Chris Carter, as like I said, he has had a very good season here for the Astros. He has been their main production in the lineup, in the cleanup spot, as he's been leading their team in home runs and RBIs. And Bo Porter could not be happier with what he's doing. Pick things up with the Astros pitching now, as Paul, not related to Roger Clemens, comes on the mound, who has pitched in 11 games, 2-2 record with a 1.97 ERA, 32 innings pitched, and 28 strikeouts. As we get the 0-0 count with a runner on first here, that's going to be over the head of Juan Pierre, as he's going to chase back that one, but he can't get to that. That's very rare you're going to hit a ball over Juan Pierre's head. And the runner knew that, as he's going to be rounding third, a little late here, but he still slides in safe, as the throw is just not on time, but not in time, as close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. 2-2 count here for Castellanos, and he's going to be stringing and missing, as Paul Clemens is able to work his way out of the inning. Bottom of the 6th now, Carlos Correa at the plate. Detroit's up 5-4. And Carlos Correa is going to rip this one into center field, and that's a single for Carlos Correa. Not his first career Major League hit, but that is one of his first, as he is only batting .095 into the season coming in that at bat. Bottom of the 7th now, Chris Carter up at the plate. 2 outs. And here's the pitch from Verlander, and Carter is absolutely going to jack this one to the same part of the ballpark, as that's a no-doubt home run. That's 2 on the day for the slugger Chris Carter. He just keeps showing why I'm so high on this guy and what he's been showing for the Astros. Every time we commentate a ball game for this guy, he just comes up clutch. He is one of the best players on this Houston Astros ball club. Houston Astros ball club that doesn't really have any stars. Just a bunch of ragtag group of guys who are all doing their part and leading to a very successful Houston Astros season. And with that home run, that's going to bring in the ex-Yankee Jabba Chamberlain, who's pitched in 27 games, with a 3.3 record and a 3.53 ERA, 35.2 innings pitched, 20 walks, and 38 strikeouts in the season for Jabba. Jabba has basically moved into a full-time reliever now, as the Yankees were planning to use him as a starter, but he didn't really pan out there. Bottom of the 7th now, LJ Ho is going to rip this one in the gap. First batter, Jabba faces, and Ho is going to round first. Head for second as he slides into second. That's going to be an easy double for LJ Hose. And that is not how Jabba Chamberlain wanted to start things off here, coming out of the bullpen. 2 outs in the inning still. 3-1 count here for Todd Frazier. And here's the kick and the pitch from Jabba. And Todd Frazier is going to absolutely jack this one. That's a high fly ball. Is that going to carry? Yes, it is. That's a home run. That's second home run of the day for Todd Frazier, as him and Chris Carter both have 2 home runs. As like I was saying, Chris Carter and Todd Frazier have been 2 very viable power threats in the lineup for this Houston Astros ball club. And Frazier has been quite the pickup for this Astros ball club, as he has provided some pop in the bat in the lineup, as he has also provided some decent fielding out at third base in this game first. And with that home run, that's going to bring in Jose Valdez. 3 games pitched this season, 3-1 record, 1 save, 2.60 ERA, 45 innings pitched, 34 strikeouts. Jose Valdez, the young fireballer, regularly throwing at 96 to 98 miles per hour. 0-2 count here on Carlos Correa. 1 out in the inning. Here's the pitch. And Correa is going to give this one a good ride to left center field. That's going to be back. And that's another home run. Carlos Correa. Not a very expected home run from him there, as he is batting very, very badly in the season so far since being called up. And he is at only 19, so that's really showing what he can do here. coming up soon for the Astros in the upcoming seasons. Bottom of the 8th still, Juan Pierre at the plate. 1-2 count for him. 1 out in the inning. Houston's up 8-5. And Pierre's going to give this one a good ride to left field. That looks like it could carry, and yes, it has. Juan Pierre now with a home run. I believe that is only his second on the season, as that is not something you see from him very often, if at all. I guess FOWLER just throws so fast that when somebody makes solid contact, that ball is shooting out of this ballpark. As that is a very good example right there from the very, very minimal power bat of Juan Pierre. He's going to cross home plate. High fly with Dexter Fowler. Now they're going to bring in Ian Kroll here. 19 games pitched. 1-1 record with a 5.60 ERA. Very shaky in the ERA stat. 17.2 innings pitched. 8 walks and 15 strikeouts on the season for the left-hander. First batter Kroll's going to face here is going to be Stephen Drew, as he's just going to ground this one to the shortstop Jose Iglesias as he fires over to first. And Ian Kroll is able to work his way out of that inning that Jose Valdez really blew up for the Astros. And now we pick things up in the top of the 9th as Josh Fields is going to come in, as it's not a save opportunity. And he's going to be facing Ian Kinsler here with 1 out in the inning, 1-1 count. And now it's going to get past Todd Frazier over at first. That's going to be a single here. Base hit for Ian Kinsler. Basically, what the Detroit Tigers need is base runners, and he's getting them one right there. 2 outs in the inning now. Austin Jackson. Oh, and that could have been the end of the game right there on the strikeout, but the umpire called that one a ball. 3-2 count now. Here's the pitch from White. As that's going to be lined over the head, into the gap. Dexter Fowler giving that one chase. Not able to get to it, though. Run's going to score on that one, as that's a double. As after that run crosses the plate, that is going to make a save appearance. So Jesse Crain comes in the ball game now. 29 game appearances, 27 saves with a .63 ERA. One of the hottest pitchers in baseball in the closer position, as I believe he still leads the league in saves. So the first man he's going to face here is the shortstop Jose Iglesias, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Ground out in the 3rd inning. As Crane's going to throw this 2-out pitch here. 1 pitch thrown, and that one's going to be popped up to the right fielder, Dexter Fowler. Jesse Crane comes in, throws 1 pitch, gets an out, and it's a save. Not much better there than you can do. As Bo Porter's celebrating with his staff and his players over there on the bench. As the Houston Astros come away with this one, final score 9, Houston, Tigers 6. And the Houston Astros had a very good performance from their bats, as well as Detroit, but they weren't as explosive with the Houston Astro bats. Houston came out of this one with 16 hits, Detroit 7. The main portion of their runs coming from the grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. And the win is going to be handed to Paul, not related to Roger Clemens. Came in for 3 innings of relief, only allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 2 strikeouts. And the loss is going to go to Java Chamberlain for that pitiful bullpen performance he's shown. And there you see the player of the game for the Astros is going to be Chris Carter, the first baseman, who got 3 hits, 2 of which were home runs, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs scored himself. Very solid day from the first baseman, the cleanup man, Chris Carter. But that's going to wrap things up here in the studio here at Houston Astros Network. Don't forget to take a look at the box score on your way out, as that's always interesting. And also, don't forget to tune in next time here on Houston Astros Network.
First for the victorious Astros, 9 runs, 16 hits, no errors. He left 7 men on base. For the Tigers, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base. Time for the ball game, 4 hours and 29 minutes. A reminder that post-game Metro Light Rail trains can be picked up at Main Street.